What up, YouTube? This Roots with the Aquatic Knowledge channel. It's water change day. I gotta water change this tank, so don't give me too much of a hard time about the water level being low. But today we're gonna talk about fish TB. Okay, fish TB is an internal bacterial infection. It's a disease in aquarium fish and basically all the fish, even the fish in the wild. It's a disease that affects their immune system and basically the way that they digest food, and it grows granules on the inside of the fish's body on the outside. It leads to secondary infections, and it also causes deformities in the fish, causes wasting disease. So we're going to get more into it. So basically, what fish TB is, it basically comes from a beneficial bacteria that's in all water sources. So this bacteria, which is called M. fortuatum and M. marinum. M. marinum is the most common one. Fortuatum, I might be pronouncing it wrong. I haven't read up on this in a while. But these two strains are the most common that cause this actual disease, but there's more. So these bacteria they're called Mycobacterium, and they're non-water soluble. So basically, because of because they're non-water soluble and they're hydrophobic, we can't kill them with the medicines that we have in the aquarium hobby for gram-negative and gram-positive bacteria. All right, and notice I said these bacteria are basically beneficial bacteria. Why I say that? Because they're present in all bodies of water, even our drinking water, all that. So they're in basically every single aquarium, but the problem occurs when the actual bacteria infects the inside of the fish. So this happens when the numbers of the bacteria get too much and it actually starts to grow in the water column versus just on the surfaces like the gravel and the glass, or when the fish eats another life form, basically another animal in your aquarium like a snail or anything like that, another fish, a dead fish eats the waste of a fish. When they ingest the infested flesh, it transfers it. So the symptoms to look out for fish TB are wasting disease, which is going to basically be like internal parasites, but there will be no white stringy feces, and the fish will continue to eat. So it will seem like internal parasites, but the fish is just wasting away on the inside because of the fish TB. So it's still eating, but it's not being able to digest and retain the nutrients and grow from the food. Another one, probably the most common one, is curved spine, hollow head, which is mostly in African cichlids, curved spine and danios. It's mostly wasting disease, curved spine, and hollow head. Now, when it gets a little bit more serious and farther down the line, the fins will start wasting away and the fish will basically just rot away and die. So early signs are basically just the wasting disease and basically the deformity in the spine, but as the condition gets worse, basically all the fins will rot off and the fish will start developing secondary infections, which will basically kill the fish. So fish TB is basically like an immune system disease. So angelfish, AIDS, neon tetra disease, all of this stuff, these are the same. They're not the exact same disease, but they are the same fish TB. There's just different names for them. And fish TB is like a kind of like a secret that people don't really like talk about in the hobby, and I'm gonna explain why. All right, fish TB is basically a disease that a fish can carry and be infected with, but it doesn't manifest and show symptoms of it. Basically, if you have a collection of fish like this, which some of these fish in here do have fish TB, but the healthiest fish in here are not going to get fish TB. They have already been exposed to it, obviously, but they're not getting sick from it. Maybe it's because their immune system is healthy and it's basically fighting off any infections or diseases. And the fish that are showing the signs of the diseases are the smallest fish that are basically just always hiding and always stressed. Now, fish TB can allegedly be spread from parents during the breeding. So I actually think that these fish were born with TB because the parents, the ones that I still have with me, kind of got the curved stomach and the hollow head, but they're healthy and they're living. So what I'm going to do now is tell you basically what to do if you do get fish TB. All right, so if you get fish TB, what you want to do, you don't want to really euthanize the fish that has it, even though you could, but there's really no reason. because you can prevent the spread of it to more fish. You can just put that fish in a tank by itself or put it in a tank with any other fish that have the signs of TB, so you can just have like a quarantine tank off to the side. Now, if your fish that got fish TB came out of a tank like this, you don't need to worry and try to treat the rest of the fish for fish TB because you can't treat it with the medicines. There's no proven way to get rid of it and reverse the disease yet. So what you want to do is just make sure that the water parameters in this tank are always clean and the stress is always at a minimum, and by doing that you can prevent the other fish from getting sick from the actual bacteria. Now, some people will say that all the fish in here are infected with the same mycobacterium, and they may be or they may not be. But like I said, it's in all aquariums, and pretty much all fish have been exposed to the mycobacterium already. Pretty much basically every single last fish in the aquarium hobby or in the wild have been exposed to the mycobacteriums. Now, the only variable is if the fish is going to take it into its body to where it can actually infect the fish, or if the fish's immune system ain't up to par to fight off the disease. So basically what I'm saying is don't panic over fish TB. When I first found it in my aquariums, found a fish that had fish TB, I was kind of traumatized and I almost wanted to give up on the hobby. But then I did more research and I actually learned what fish TB was. I realized and I learned that all the fish was already exposed to the mycobacteriums already. So basically the determining factor if they'll get sick or not is the husbandry and the stress factors. So you need to, basically if you get fish TB, you just need to keep the water cleaner, maybe lower your temperature a little bit, maybe increase the amount of biological filtration. Now I'm not going to give you the basically everything to do if you have fish TB. It basically comes down to aeration, water flow, and filter media. You need to increase all them things if you got fish TB. So basically the point of this video is to educate you on fish TB and give you the realistic, basically the not so intermediate or beginner level understanding of fish TB, and just give you the whole truth. So that way when you come across it, you don't spend time dwelling on it and you learn how to correct it and move forward. So if you found some value in this video, like, sub, help me get monetized, y'all. Stay fishy, everybody. I hope you learned from this. And if, like I said, if you guys got fish TB, don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? You might lose some fish, you might lose some money, but you just need to make the water cleaner. Make the environment of the tank cleaner. That's the biggest thing advice I can give you, and just make sure your fish don't get sick. So thanks for watching, y'all. I hope you learned something. Stay fishy, y'all.